The tale of Sagittarius Moon and Capricorn Moon, a love that defies the stars. She had a soul made of stardust and an unquenchable thirst for adventure. With her moon in Sagittarius, her life was a never-ending pursuit of freedom and excitement. As a photographer, their days were spent chasing sunsets in far-off lands, capturing the world through her curious eyes. He, on the other hand, was the embodiment of stability. His moon in Capricorn gave him a grounded personality and a laser-sharp focus on his goals. A businessman with a steadfast determination, his life revolved around building success, security, and a sturdy foundation for the future. It seemed unlikely that their paths would cross, let alone align. But fate, with its unseen hand, had a plan of its own. One crisp autumn evening, her wandering heart brought her to a little corner cafe in a bustling city. She was there chasing inspiration for her next photo series, a place tucked away from the world that offered soulful music and steaming cups of coffee. He was there out of habit, needing a moment of peace to unwind after a long day of procurement meetings and strategic planning. As fate would have it, their gazes met when she accidentally bumped into him while capturing the glow of streetlights outside. There was an instant electric spark. She laughed at her own clumsiness. He offered a polite but sheepish smile, steady as always. "Sorry for blinding you with my enthusiasm," she joked. "No harm done," he replied coolly, a slight grin betraying his intrigue. And just like that, a conversation that started with contrasts led to a night of laughter, warmth, and an inexplicable connection. She was drawn to his calm, composed demeanor, a grounding energy she didn't know she needed. He admired her zest for life, her ability to dream without the safety net he always relied upon. They were opposites in so many ways, yet something about her carefree laughter made him feel at ease, and something about his quiet strength made her stay. Their first date was whimsical. A long walk under a canopy of stars, followed by a spontaneous decision to attend a neighborhood carnival. He watched in amusement as she reached for the brightest balloon in a stall, while she marveled at how meticulously he planned everything, even his attempts at fun. It wasn't perfect, but it was magic. As weeks turned into months, their love grew like the seasons changing, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, but always beautiful. She taught him the joy of spontaneity, of embracing the unknown. He showed her the beauty of stability, of steady, dependable care. They found common ground in their shared love for lengthy conversations, late-night drives, and stolen moments of intimacy. Yet it wasn't always easy. There were moments when her need for freedom clashed with his instinct to anchor her. But love, they discovered, wasn't about eliminating differences, but growing through them. One moonlit night, under an open sky filled with stars, he knew it was time. He had thought of every detail, how to ask, where to ask, and what words would convey the magnitude of his love. A favorite flower, lavender, was clutched in his nervous hand as he led her to a tranquil hill overlooking the city. With a deep breath, he knelt down, looking up into her wide, curious eyes. "You've taught me to see life from a new perspective, one where every day is an adventure. Now, I want to spend every one of those adventures with you. Will you marry me?" Tears glistened in her eyes as she laughed, a burst of unimaginable joy. "Of course," she whispered, throwing her arms around him, the lavender crushed softly between them. Their first step together as a married couple was buying a charming, light-filled home just outside the city. It was everything they needed, warm, inviting, and filled with potential for new memories. She brought bursts of color to every room, hanging her photographs and scattering beautiful trinkets from her travels. He focused on the practical, ensuring the foundations were strong and the future secure. When they faced challenges, like a leaky roof or an unexpected expense, they faced them side by side, knowing their love was far more important than any imperfection. The news of their first baby was met with equal measures of shock, excitement, and overwhelming love. She giggled at the thought of motherhood interrupting her free-flowing life, while he silently vowed to be the best father he could be. The arrival of their first child brought sleepless nights and messy mornings, but it also brought tender moments of pure joy. Their second child followed soon after, and their family felt complete. Their house echoed with the sound of laughter, tiny footsteps, and endless questions from curious little minds. They were a team, navigating this beautiful chaos together. As the years passed, their children grew from curious toddlers into vibrant young kids. First steps turned into bike rides, and through every milestone, they were there, applauding, supporting, and loving every moment of being parents. Their difference in personalities became their strength as co-parents. She brought creativity and freedom into their parenting style, while he provided discipline and stability. It wasn't always smooth, but it was always full of love. When their children grew older and stepped out into the world, they found themselves alone in a house once filled with chaos and laughter. Though the silence initially felt foreign, it gave them a chance to reconnect, to rediscover what had brought them together all those years ago. They started taking quiet walks in the evenings, just as they did when they were younger. They traveled to the places she had always wanted to see, but had put off for the sake of building their family. He marveled anew at her curiosity, and she fell even more in love with his quiet, steady presence. Wrinkles lined their faces and silver streaks adorned their hair, but their love remained timeless. They grew old together in their cozy house, filled with memories of their life's journey. On peaceful afternoons, they found joy in the simplest pleasures, sharing a cup of tea, reading together, or gazing at old photo albums filled with memories of their children and travels. On peaceful afternoons, they found joy in the simplest pleasures, sharing a cup of tea, reading together, or gazing at old photo albums filled with memories of their children and travels. On peaceful afternoons, they found joy in the simplest pleasures, sharing a cup of tea, reading together, or gazing at old photo albums filled with memories of their children and travels. Their love was no longer about grand gestures, but about the unwavering presence they had for one another. The story ends with the two of them sitting hand in hand on their favorite bench in their backyard, watching the sun dip below the horizon. The camera pans out, showcasing their grandchildren running through the grass, their laughter blending with the peaceful hum of crickets. Their children look toward them with admiration and gratitude, knowing that it was their love, balance, and strength that built the foundation of the family. As the stars begin to appear in the twilight sky, the couple quietly gazes at each other, their love a reflection of the moon's enduring glow. Their story, though reaching its twilight, remains eternal, a testimony to the beauty of contrasts, compromise, and an unshakable bond. The screen fades to black, leaving only one final lingering image, the moon hanging delicately in the night like the love that defied the stars.